Hi, good morning, Dr. Pierre. First of all, thank you for stopping by the blog. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the comments, the emails. Definitely much appreciated. I just want to kind of start out saying, hey, this is my first video blog. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I actually did a poll on Facebook and asked, which one should I choose? Facebook Live, Periscope, Snapchat. I didn't include YouTube because I already know I was going to do YouTube, but and which one? And then, of course, everyone, because they're biased, they chose Facebook Live. So I'm going to be doing the Facebook Live later on today, this afternoon. I wanted to do today's post, which again is aptly titled, 5 things I did to succeed during medical school. And this is something that, again, I get asked a lot as well, too, because, again, the one hurdle as a pre-med student, you're trying to get into medical school, and then once you get into medical school, well, how do I stay in medical school? How do I, get through it, again, graduate? So, these are just 5, points, kind of fresh off the head. This isn't, concrete. This isn't the gold standard. It's just something that I use to, kind of help me get through, because I can tell you medical school is such a different ball game when we talk about course load, when we talk about pressure and everything else that kind of comes along with it. So I think number one, I definitely studied hard, but I really more studied more efficiently. I think I went to Florida State for undergrad, so I was able to kind of get by with some classes where I didn't really have to study until maybe a couple of days prior to testing. But in medical school, I tell my students, especially my pre-med students, that the biggest difference between pre-med and medical school is not really the course load difficulty, but really the amount of it. Like what you would get in a full semester during undergrad, we get in like 3-4 weeks sometimes. So it was definitely learning to study more efficiently, definitely learning to kind of pace myself, because burnout is real. And that's something that you probably read thousands of articles about physician burnout. A lot of it really starts with the fact that we're tested on so many things and so often, and have to remember pretty much everything from the day we walk in, that it definitely puts a toll on us. So definitely learning to study efficiently is definitely one of my big things. Number two, get you a great team. Because again, as a pre-med student, you're kind of clawing, fighting, and thinking that this person right to the left of me may try to take my spot in medical school. So everyone tries to do it on their own, and we see those type of people even when they're in medical school too. They kind of don't leave that alone, but by far, if you get you a good team and get you a good steady group, and with that understanding that hey, the goal is just to finish. I mean, you want to finish out the classes, it's up to you, but the goal is really just to finish so we can get out of here and be attendings one day and in our respective fields. So get you a good team who understands when it's time to study, when it's time to play, and play is gonna be another definitely a success thing I definitely recommend later on. But when it's time to study, when it's time to play, and how to do it as efficiently as possible. I had some friends who were better at studying, pretty much kind of cram studying maybe like the week or so before. I was more of the needed to study as we went along, because that cram studying that day or two before the test just didn't do well with me, because again I didn't do well sitting for hours at a time trying to study and cram before the night. Number three, again, get you some sleep. Like it sounds funny, but a well-rested student will always do better than the one who's just consistently tired. And medical school is, again, a different ball game. We put in a lot of hours in the classroom. We put a lot of hours outside of the classroom. And sometimes, we kind of forgo a lot of those, simple things. And sleep is definitely one of them. So definitely get you some sleep for sure. And number four, especially for my coffee drinkers or my non-coffee drinkers, this was something I had to, kind of, bite the bullet on. Because again, as an undergrad, I didn't like coffee, didn't like the taste of coffee, didn't want anything to do with coffee. But I realized very quickly, when you're in class, and again, this is kind of specific because I know some schools, they don't have you in class all day. No, Southeastern definitely had you in class all day. And, you're in class for 6 to 8 hours out the day. Then you had to go home, and then life still went on as you went home. So then you had to do your home stuff, and then you had to study. It's better to be as sharp and alert as possible. So if you're not a coffee drinker, you might want to learn to be a coffee drinker, because again the goal is to finish, and the goal is to do well while you're finishing. So that's definitely another keys to my success. I would say. Number 4, I think, would be have some fun as well too. Medical school keeps you busy enough where that you could probably do nothing but study, nothing but school, and take up all your time. And sometimes you need that time to kind of decompress and say, hey, I'm not going to do anything medicine related. I don't want to read anything medicine related. I don't want to see anything on TV. I don't want to hear any study. I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to just kind of just do what I do. For me, I was I like video games, so whenever I could, I got away and did some video games. Or I kind of went on vacation. That was another thing I did too. That was pretty nice. My wife would kind of drag me along on vacations, kind of forced vacations, because again, medical school, like you're such a machine that you don't want to leave from that aspect as well. And I think the last thing I did, just from a survival mode, is I was not afraid to ask for help, and that's something that I noticed a lot of my pre-med students. Even my medical students, even sometimes now my attendings kind of get in trouble with, is that they don't realize, when they hit that barrier, they're like, hey, you know what, I need some help out here. And again, those who don't know, I have no problem asking for help, no shame, no embarrassment, because again, my goal is I need to get out of here, I need to finish. And if I know that you've done well in, anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, one of those classes, I'm gonna try to get on your coattails and help let you allow me to pull me along. So again, those are 5 things that I definitely encourage. Again, these aren't concrete, but I definitely encourage all of my medical students to kind of think about during those tough times when you're trying to get through these long lectures. And again, remember the end goal. The end goal is you want to be a physician. So you got to do everything you can to be that physician. All right. So again, thank you guys for watching. Again, this is my first video vlog, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.